Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to another live stream. Welcome to Friday morning. I'm excited. This week has been really a great week. We've been going back to the basics and we've been crushing it with the basics. I've been really excited about that. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm really glad that you decided to join us this morning. It's going to be a great time. Stick around, hit the like button, subscribe, ask questions in the chat. If you got any questions, put them in there. We probably have some type of an answer for you. Make sure, let me know if the music's too loud, too quiet. I've been on other people's streams where they put the music and it's just too much. But at the same time, I like the little bit of background music. So let me know in the chat if that is good for you guys. Also, if you're looking to take your trading to the next level, you can do so by using the code DTJ, and that's going to give you anywhere from 5% if you use Fund Index Futures, or up to 80% if you use Apex for an evaluation account. You can use the code DTJ. It's going to always give you the most updated discount available right now. I believe today might be the last day unless they extend it again, but Take Profit Trader is doing their 40% off sale. And then as a cherry on top, when you buy that evaluation account for 40% off, meaning a 50K account is just $102, if you pass it and then you get a payout without breaking any rules, obviously, they will give back your initial investment of $102. Wow, it's a great deal. It's a great deal. You need to be in that stage of your trading journey, though, to be able to pass it, right? If you're just starting out, it might not be the best for you, but just keep that in mind when you're taking a look. Let's go ahead and open in prayer. Father, we just commit ourselves to you this morning. We thank you for the opportunity we have to trade. We thank you that we have the opportunity to sit in front of our computers, that the technology today affords us this opportunity to build wealth. So, Father, we don't take it for granted, and we honor you. We honor you with our actions, with our hearts, with our intentions, with our thoughts. And today, Father, would you bless the work of our hands? Everyone here, would you bless the work of their hands, that they would be prosperous at everything they set their hands to. And we declare that in Jesus' mighty name. And everyone said, amen. Amen, amen. Okay. Why don't we take a drink of my coffee, because I haven't had one yet. I'll tell you what, if you're a coffee drinker and you go to Starbucks or you go to a local coffee shop, I'm going to tell you what, if you get your own espresso machine, yes, it's a little expensive. You're going to save a ton of money. And honestly, the coffee is way better. It is way better. There's no question. The quality, I make it exactly how I want every day. It's so good. Now every time I go somewhere else, I'm like, nah, why did I spend $7 on this? Whatever it may be. I'm just saying. Just saying. Let me make sure I got everything that I need up, and then we will get started. The good news, folks, is that coming up next week, we're going to be doing another giveaway. I'm excited for the giveaway. We had the I reached out to Take Profit Trader, and they said, yeah, we want to be a part of what you're doing. And they gave us some free evaluation accounts to give away, and we're going to be doing that here next week. So since you are on of the 70 here, I'll probably share it again, but I'm excited for that. I'm going to actually, I learned this yesterday. I'm kind of chit-chatting while I'm getting some stuff set up here, folks. I learned this a couple days ago, that some of the people that won the Apex accounts were not in the United States. And if you're not in the United States, your Apex accounts won't work. I think you can in the UK, but I think there's some restrictions on where you can and can't trade from. So I'm going to be giving a couple of those Apex or those take profit trader accounts to those that won the drawing from a couple days ago. But then we're going to be doing a drawing on Apex. We're going to be doing a drawing on take profit trader. It's going to be a good time. Watching from Ghana, yeah. I've noted a couple people from Africa, a couple different countries there, they were not able to use Apex. So internationally, I think take profit trader may be the way to go. So we're going to be doing a giveaway for that. We had news. What was the news like? It looked like there was a nothing burger. But good news is we have a low right here that we can use. So this is a data low. That's the 830 candle. We're going to see if we can get that. Let's see. Before we get too caught up in the weeds, let's jump out to the higher time frame, starting at the daily here. And here was 2 days ago. And here's was yesterday. So what did we do? We ran into the midpoint of yesterday's range, and then we displaced lower, right? And I was impressed with myself on my analysis yesterday. I was like, dang, Tyler. Like, that's way to go. I was happy with my analysis. I was happy with my ability to stick with the plan. And as we get to the lower time frame, I'll show you a 5-minute fair value gap that I pointed out. And did that fair value gap hold or what? All right, so we have our previous day high currently and our previous day low, okay? Now, this could be a nothing burger day. We're going to be very careful here. Yesterday was really good. Our high for the week has pretty much been set. New all-time highs. There's no reason for us to go back up here, in my opinion. Maybe we come up to this area, but lower seems more appropriate. But at the same time, we've balanced out all these areas. From a weekly perspective, we've already retraced over 20 to 30%. So there's really no, thank God, TGIF opportunity there. We are also in a daily fair value gap. This daily fair value gap sitting right here, there is potential for a lukewarm type of day, a nothing burger type of day. We'll see. We got 5 minutes till the market opens, and then we'll see what happens at 10 o'clock. But the way I'm gonna approach the market is, one, come up with my bias narrative and look for my entry model. But two, I'm going to approach it with patience, just like we have this entire week. And it's honestly done us good. And we may look at, John, we may check out gold. I'm just saying, we may check out gold. If it's gonna be nothing burger over here, maybe gold's our opportunity. I don't know. But that's the thing we just need to be careful about when we're looking at the market here. Let's drop down to the 4 hour again. Look, we basically have consolidated just inside range. You do not want to be trading that, right? 1 hour time frame. Here we go. We've made lower highs. Okay, so this makes this attractive here. And then look at these lows right here. Those look attractive too. That looks really good. Here's our low, higher low, higher low, higher, 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 higher. We finally swept one of them. So I think there's some opportunity right down here. But when you look at from an hourly perspective, the only fair value gap that's of significance right now is that one. And we're already inside it. So let's drop down to the 15-minute. From a 15-minute perspective, guess what we left? We did not run that high, so I'm not interested in this short right here. I would have rather seen it sweep it, okay? We got some, I mean, just, we need liquidity to be swept for me to get some real confidence here, okay? The thing I do like is we have this breaker right here that we came into. My expectation is we come back up, tag it again, and we reach for, here's what I want. I'm putting together my narrative right now. I'm bearish bias, and my narrative is going to be, I want it to reach into this 15-minute BISI. I want to reach into this 15-minute BISI. Buy side imbalance, meaning we haven't balanced it with a red candle, and it's inefficient in a red candle. So buy side inefficient, sell side, or BISI, buy side inefficient, sell side. I'm drawing a blank. Somebody tell me what it is. I'm just completely blanking on that right now. All right, so there's the breaker again. I don't know why we're getting a reaction right there. Is Trump speaking or something? We have news at 8:30, and then we have news again at 10 o'clock. Dropping down to the 1 minute time frame. We got some nice movement right here, but I think this means sit on our hands right now. This is going to be, yeah, look at all this consolidation. Look at all that back and forth. Somebody tell me, buy side and balance, sell side inefficiency. I don't know why I was blanking on that. Major blank, major blank. Okay, let's go ahead and mark our London highs and London lows. There's our London high. Maybe we reach up for that, huh? What do you think? Do we reach up all the way there? That could be a possibility. And then London low has been grabbed right there. I do have an announcement I'm going to be sharing here later today. I already shared about the Apex and Take Profit Trader giveaways that we're going to be doing next week. But I do have another announcement that we're going to be talking about. So somebody remind me, because sometimes I get in here and then I just, forget. All right, I think I'm set up on, nope, I need to get this set up, open those, 658, there we go. Let's do this. All right. All right, all right. All right, now that we got, how much, 4 seconds? Wow, I'm not gonna be taking that. So no 930 model for me right now. We'll go ahead and mark out that 930, see where that's at. I don't know if it was bullish or bearish. Okay, but what we can do is if we have a continuation here, we can look at that as a potential pump and dump. We have all of this liquidity right here, folks. I mean, all of this liquidity. That is just gorgeous. Okay, and 930 has not been tagged since yesterday. So opening price 930 has not been tagged again. This is from yesterday. So we're gonna have this here and just pay attention to it. Yeah, we're running straight for it, folks. Yep. We just ran all that liquidity. See what I mean, guys? If you can find where the liquidity is, guys, you are ahead of the game because you know how it works. We just talked about this. I said boom, 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 boom. All of that. What does it do? It's like, man, they're like, we've been waiting for all night to go grab that. We've been waiting all night. Bam! And it grabs it. A little bit of a breaker right there. Data low has also been grabbed. See what I mean? I'm not sure if there's going to be an opportunity unless we just keep dropping. If we stay inside this range, it's going to be fairly choppy. Where was our opening range gap. Where was yesterday? 4 p.m. 4:15 right here. Yeah, it filled that opening range gap immediately. There's the benefit of me not talking so much here, folks. Sometimes getting that stuff set up right away gives you an opportunity. That would have been a beautiful 930 model that I did not play in. All right, so when it comes to the pump and dump model, something I've been testing out, I've noticed that 930 is about a 50% win rate if it's a 930 fair value gap. If it's a 931 fair value gap, it's like a 60%. So, and it's by far the better one. But we just ran a ton of liquidity down here. I'm not gonna be as interested as I would be going this direction because we ran liquidity. Liquidity is always what I'm searching for to give me an opportunity to find something. Maybe it's London high right here. We have this liquidity here, 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 and then all-time highs. Oh, no, not all-time highs. So I'm not taking the 930 pump and dump thing that I've been testing out. I really don't have a name for it. Pump and dump is just what I've been calling it. This would have been a 930 dump right off the open. It hits the fair value gap. You can go short right here. But the reason why I'm not interested in it is because of how much liquidity we just grabbed. Oh my gosh, shrink the camera. What am I doing? Shrink the camera, Tyler. I forgot. This is why I need a backstage live stream switcher. Somebody that switches everything for me. I need an employee. I mean, it looks really good for a sell-off here. The beginnings of a market maker sell model. Targets could be down here. Look at that. Look at the other lower levels here. Right down here. All of that easily could be a target. This is not. This easily could be a target. We're looking at 260 points. That's like an all-day move. But if we can get a portion of it, yeah. So my analysis is, my bias is short. I really want us to hit this 15-minute fair value gap. That's kind of the narrative. I wanted us to go higher. But right now we obviously went lower. So what we need to watch for is, do we have enough to get back up there? Or are we only reaching, you know, a portion of the way? Look how it referenced that breaker. Look how to the tick almost it referenced that breaker right there. See? That level right there. On a higher time frame, it would look like a high, low, higher, high. Broke lower, come back up, and it come back up a second time, and then it drops. The reason why I reference the second time is because the second time does what? It runs all the liquidity grabbed from the first time, except for this, and then it aggressively moves away. Now leaving this as an opportunity for it to be grabbed if it wants to come back. Continuing down is more on a higher time frame. 4 hour, 1 hour, daily, weekly. Six-figure employee. Make the kids do it. Problem is I don't think the school is gonna like that. Hey, my kids can't come to school, you know, every day until, you know, after 10 o'clock. They gotta click some buttons for me. They do want to learn to trade, so I'm gonna teach them how to trade. All right, folks, yesterday we had the most people in the stream we've ever had, and we hit 110 likes for our daily affirmation today. Let's see if we can get, I know I'm being very aggressive. I know I am. Let's see if we can get, let's go 90. I was gonna say 100, but I feel like I shouldn't say 100. If you appreciate everything that I do here completely for free, and that's part of the announcement, structure might be changing here, folks. Structure might be changing here. I've been really evaluating what value I want to bring, and I want to bring more value to the people that said, yes, I want to be a part of your community, the Purpose Driven Trader Academy and the DTJ community. And with that being said, we're going to remove one live stream a week right now, and we're going to make it exclusive for those inside the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. Again, it's not a subscription yet. That probably eventually will change, and those that are a part of the DTJ community will be grandfathered in. But eventually, I'm going to be moving more of the live streams over to the Discord. It's not going to happen right now. It's going to be moving that way. And we're going to start by doing a live stream a week for those in the Discord. And it's most likely, I'm getting a feel for what everybody wants, but I'm recommending Tuesday for my live streams for the Discord. Why? Tuesday's probably, in my opinion, the most valuable trading day. You get the most news events on Tuesdays. I would say Tuesday or Thursday. Mondays aren't good. Fridays aren't good. So I would say either a Tuesday or Thursday. And so I want to give the best to those that have said yes. That's kind of the direction I think we're going to end up going long term. Continuing to do free streams on YouTube because this is my ministry as well. But there's a huge time commitment and process and work that's involved in all of it. So I want to give that to those that have said yes to me. Yeah, you could have the 930 pump and dump model would have played out. Well, maybe not quite, because you would have had to get 40 handles. So this is when it closes below this, that would play out. But still waiting here. We got news at 10 o'clock, so we're going to still sit on our hands. Never wanted to pay for any courses, but yours I actually would. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. William, of course. The easiest, I would say, is Take Profit Trader. Is US 30 a better setup? I don't know. I've never traded US 30. I made a video on this. If you're brand new, I'm not going to explain, just for the purposes of repeating myself over and over, but I'm going to just get to the points. If you're brand new, go with Apex, cheapest. If you've gotten payouts in the past and you're ready to take it to the next level, Take Profit Trader. Best, quickest payouts, easiest to get funded, or easiest funded payout rules. No rules on your funded accounts. You do have a 20%, I believe, consistency rule until you get above your threshold. But then if you're experienced and you're like, man, I want to scale, then you go back to Apex, because there is not a firm out there that allows you to scale like Apex does. Hands down, Apex is the king of scaling. You can have up to 20 accounts. And if you can manage your risk, the sky's the limit with Apex. And on top of that, you keep 100% of your payouts for the first 25K per account. If you got 20 accounts, that's $500,000 if you max out that $25,000 of 100%. So, hands down, Apex is the king when it comes to scaling. But that's the progression I would recommend for anybody. I'd used TradingView. If you're gonna hang out with me and you're gonna watch our streams and you kind of wanna, just be on the same page and look similar, I use Take Profit Trader, which is right, or I use TradingView, which is right here. Well, we finally would have hit the 1-to-1 on the 930 dump and fair value gap there. Didn't take it. Main reason why is when I run this much liquidity, I'm just gonna sit on my hands. If I wasn't, I want to be in the trade towards the liquidity. I don't want to take the trade after we grab the liquidity, unless I'm already in the trade from up here and I think we're going to go down here. I would never get in a trade right here to go lower. That just logically does not make sense. I did want to mention yesterday, this is the trade we took yesterday, right? We took that 2-minute inversion right here. We got 50 handles. And I said, I don't see us going lower than the 5-minute time frame. The 5-minute fair value gap. Check it out. Check it out. Look at this. I was like, dang. I was like, dang, Tyler. Look at that. All the way, the rest of the day, this fair value gap was like a solid wall. I wish I did that every time I gave a recommendation. Oh, man. It got Taven, it got bought by Ninja Trader. So people use the Ninja Trader platform. I don't like it for charting. I like it for executions. and I've shared it multiple times. There's a bracketing feature that's just super convenient. So it looks like we're really dropping right here. We're not in it. We're sitting on the sidelines. It's okay. Chris, you just have to have a trade copier. I use the Apex trade copier because I started with Apex, and you can have, as long as the common denominator, from my understanding right now, if you use Trade of 8 as your platform you use for all of your accounts, it's super easy to trade Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, Apex, Fund Index Futures. You could do all of that all at the same time. So you literally could trade like 40 different accounts if you really wanted. I think that's a little overkill. I would just be focusing on a few. When I trade, right now for me as I'm developing, I kind of segment my growth. So I will trade Take Profit Trader, I'll trade Take Profit and Apex, I'll just trade Apex, I'll just trade Take Profit. Today I'm focusing just on Take Profit Trader, and it helps me mitigate any risk. So if I go on tilt, which I have, if I make mistakes, which I have, it also means if I have a giant win, which I have, it only goes on those accounts. But that's just part of the game, and I understand that my goal is more about consistency than anything else, and I want to build that consistency over time. So I segment and segregate my accounts so that I'm not putting all my accounts at risk at the same time. Because if I'm doing all my accounts at the same time, really, I'm trading because I want to make money, and my primary goal is money. And in my opinion, I'm not there yet. I'm not at that point where I really should be scaling. I really want to continue to establish consistency, long term, over and over and over, grind over and over and over. And then there's going to be a point I'm going to get bored, and I'm going to say, okay, it's time. I've tried to do it in the past, and it messes with my psychology. So I've had to just acknowledge where I'm at in my own trading journey, not try to pretend or fake it, acknowledge it, and then say, okay, here's where I want to be. I'm not there. Here's where I am. I need to admit it. What do I need to do to get from here to here, right? For me, the answer is daily consistency long term, to reduce the number of tilt days down to maybe once every other month. That kind of thing. Can you completely get rid of tilt days, tilt sessions, tilt moments? No, but you can structure how you do things to protect yourself. Okay, so all of those things, and I've been very transparent. That's just part of my journey, and you guys are along, hanging out, learning as I'm learning as well. Now I may have one or two things, a couple things that maybe I know or have figured out that you haven't yet, and that's kind of the journey that we're all on together. Is we're learning, we're at our own spots in our own journey. But that's what I would be doing with your accounts: is segregate them. Don't put them all together. Don't trade them all at the same time. If you got multiple, trade one, master consistency. If you're seeing yourself consistency, add one more. See how you handle that extra risk. Walter, how do you sign up for the Academy? You go to, I'll put it in the chat, dtjacademy.com. And you'll find it all there. All right, so we swept the daily low. Let's bump up to the 15-minute time frame. We got 8 minutes till the top of the hour. So here's the options. 10 o'clock, typically, there's three options, obviously, and there's only ever three options. Either we go up, down, or we stay sideways, right? So at 10 o'clock, which way are we going to go? Are we going to go up, down, or sideways? That's really what I'm looking for. Do we consolidate? Then it's a no trade day. Do we continue? Then I need to look for some type of retracement to then take lower. Or do we aggressively shoot lower, start leaving wicks, and then we get a change in state of delivery and then move higher? Right? Those are all the options that we could consider. What happened to my candles? Is it this one? There it is. I was wondering where my candles went. Okay, so let's look at, see what we got on a 4-hour time frame. So look at this 4-hour candle. That is very telling for lower prices. We did not sweep liquidity on the hourly though. So that's the only thing that really, it looked good, but we didn't have correlating time frames. We did have an hourly sweep right here in this, but I really wanted that. I really wanted that. That was what I was looking for, because that would have lined up with a 15-minute tag, and we didn't get that 15-minute tag. So folks, I'm still bearish. I think our targets are going to be down here. I think our targets are going to be down here. So I'm going to mark this out. I'm going to mark that low, which is the 10 a.m. low from Tuesday. And then I'm going to mark out this low. And then I'm going to drag that hourly over here. Did we tag that hourly? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to reevaluate my narrative. I think it's time to reevaluate my narrative, because if price is going to come down here, I don't see us coming all the way back up here. This is a big move. This is 180 points. I doubt, I mean, if we get in it in the AM session, that's just insane. But yeah, I mean, it could, all this right here is kind of where my interest is. So how can we take what we've seen so far and then get a part of it? It's that area right there. Whatever we see here, we need to get in on a retracement and then take the move lower. That's how I have to approach it. So the question is where is that level? The first thing that stands out is this 5-minute fair value gap right here. Right above this fair value gap, if we wick into here and we leave like a 1 minute, I can use that to go lower. But we've also hit the previous day low. So we are expecting a reaction here. I mean, I guess you could try to take a long. That does look good too. Here's a breaker. Low, high, lower, low, broke higher. Find support right at. I like that too. But I'm not going to take it. I'm getting that check to say, hey, it's going against your narrative. If you want lower prices, wait for a move lower. So here's a retracement opportunity. We have a breaker. I'm going to watch this area here. Treat this as a 1-minute order block. And I'm going to look for an entry somewhere around there as of right now. No, I'm not going to take a long. I've already said one of my primary goals this week was to make a plan and follow it. So if my plan was my bias is short and my narrative is short, I need to stick with that plan. It means I'm going to miss out on opportunities. That's for sure. It means I'll miss out on opportunities. But it is what it is. We got news in 2 minutes. If we get a news candle that closes below all of this, I may use that as an entry. I would prefer us touching here and then going lower, but I'm watching this as an inversion as well. Are we really that heavy to where we are moving lower? Right? So I'm going to wait for that candle to close. I'm not going to take it on just the flash lower and there's 58 seconds left on the candle. No, because it could do all this and then it could end up here if it wanted, all within 1 minute. So we'll see where the 10 a.m. candle closes, and that's going to be some indication on what our opportunities are. Yes, but the problem most people have is they change their narrative too quickly. If you want an example, go watch yesterday's stream. I said my narrative was to the downside, and I will tell you for 30 minutes, everything looked as if it was going higher. Ask anybody on the stream that was here yesterday. If you're on the stream yesterday, how many of you saw me talking about like, man, this looks bullish. Man, this looks bullish. Man, this looks like it's going to go higher, but I'm sticking with my plan. I'm sticking with my plan. Here, I'll change it at this point. Eventually, like 10 minutes before the market closed, or before the 10 a.m. candle closed, it like dropped 45 points and turned into a bearish candle, and then we took the trade lower for 50 points. So my point is, a good trader is being able to identify it, but it's also not changing it too quickly. And knowing at what point is your idea invalid. So my trade wasn't invalid until that candle was going to close, and I said, I'm going to wait. No, it was 11 o'clock. I'm going to wait for the candle to close. Well, it closed, and it closed in my favor. If I would have taken it before that candle closed, then I would have been eating dust. So this candle, what did it do? It flashed lower, and now it's sitting right here. It created equal lows. I like that for later. But I'm still interested in somewhere around here and then lower. The other thing that it teaches you is if you were wrong, okay? If you were wrong and your bias should have changed, but you sat on your hands, guess what? You still got better as a trader in a different area of your trading. And to become an excellent trader, you got to be well-rounded, not only in recognizing market changes, but also recognizing that if I take a trade in this environment and I'm not on point, then I could get crushed. I'm going to sit on my hands and wait for something I really know. Do you see what I mean? So there's so many things that you can learn whether you're taking a trade or not. That's why I tell everybody, and I've said this before, you should already know what your goal is education-wise in today's session. What are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to only take one trade? Are you trying to take only one setup with inside your bias? There's the tag right here. Look how we stopped right at that order block. I'm not taking this because you're insane to take a short on that aggressive of a candle. We're waiting. I will take a heavy short if we close below this. If we get an inversion, whatever that is, I will be taking that to these lows. So you should have an educational goal for today. So what is mine? My educational goal for today is to follow my plan. Follow my plan. That's my primary goal today. Maybe for you, it's if you're not profitable yet or you take losses quite frequently, then maybe your goal is, man, once I lose $200, $100, I need to call it a day and I need to lock my account. I need to close my account. Because you're not going to progress if you can't stop yourself from doing stuff you know you're supposed to do or not supposed to do. Thank you, Austin. Have a blessed weekend, my friend. If we go above this, that means my narrative needs to change, right? My bias is still short. My narrative needs to change because it obviously didn't work out. So if we jump to the 5-minute time frame, I put this on here as my narrative. As in, I wanted to come up here, reject it, and then move lower. We got 40 seconds left and it looks like we're gonna pump right through it. Okay, that's wrong. Guess what? No loss on my book because I'm still waiting for this to play out. Maybe it still could. I'm waiting for the close of the candle. If it closes in it, then I'm still paying attention. If it closes above it, then I need to reevaluate. But I'm still inside my plan of my bias being short. I wanted lower prices. I originally wanted price to come up to this 15-minute BISI, right? Maybe it does or maybe it doesn't. Yesterday, it did just that, right? It was right here. We had the aggressive drop, and then we moved all the way back, hit the level I wanted, and then we dropped. And this is the trade that I took right in there. I don't need a giant trade. I just need a trade within my plan. It also protects me from taking stupid trades, emotional trades, impulsive trades, which all will kill your P&L. What's up, Michael? We're almost there, folks. 90 likes. 90 likes, we'll do our daily affirmation. Today's is a good one. Today's is a great one. You're going to like it. Because it's so foundational. It's so foundational. Okay, 930. We just tested yesterday's 930 level. I mean, I almost never have 930 from a previous day on here, but I do today, and look at that. Okay, so 5-minute closed. We created a BPR. This is bullish, right? Just like yesterday's was bullish. Okay. Let's look at the 4-hour. Yeah, I could see us. We just hit this down close. So if we go to the daily, look at this. We have an order block right here. We just hit this order block or just around it. We could not go lower. But it doesn't mean I still can't take a trade to the downside. It just might not be the big winner that, everybody wants to grab. $15-minute fair value gap tag. Okay. Did we sweep this? No, we didn't. No sweep of liquidity. Anything aggressive in this direction, I'm not interested because we didn't sweep liquidity. If we are going to aggressively move this way now, I really would want this or this to be ran. I want to take my trades after sweeps. Okay, look at, there's a sweep. This would be, and this would be a sweep. Okay, I don't think 930 is significant. I'm gonna move it out of the way. I want it to be based on sweeps of liquidity. So that play that we noted that I said I wasn't gonna take played out. The question though is, would I have been stopped out with that candle right there? If I didn't put my stop loss below this, I for sure would have been stopped out. Actually, I wouldn't have taken that. I would have taken the trade right here. But I didn't because it was 10 o'clock. That's why I wouldn't have taken it. But that trade played out beautifully that we called out. It was just right before news and I wasn't going to take it anyway. Yeah, it swept it on the MNQs too. MNQ swept it and I would have been stopped out. All right, there's the little sweep. Mangus, I know you consider news time, but do you ever look into news content? How relevant would that be for your trading? Not at all. The way I view news is an excuse for the algorithm to push price where it wants to. So whether the news is bearish or bullish, I would say a majority of the time the algorithm already knows where it's going to go, and it's going to use the release of news as an excuse to input volatility into the market. It doesn't matter what the news is. They'll adjust it later on. So if it's bad news, it will do what it wants to do, and then there'll be manual input from whoever runs the back end of the algorithm and says, all right, it's time for us to move lower. That's what it does. When Trump speaks, it transcribes, knows all the information. It uses as an excuse to move the market with volatility, because they know that there's more people interested in what they're saying, so they're gonna move the candlesticks with volatility. It doesn't take a lot of people for the price to move it aggressively. It just takes one order, right? You might be like, Tyler, I have no idea what you just said. What I'm saying is if price is at this level right here, okay? Let's say price is at this level right here. For us to go from this level to this level right here, how many orders have to be sold? How many purchases have to be made on the market? The answer is only one. If there are no other buyers or sellers in here but one order, and there's an order placed on here and somebody accepts it, that price will move all the way down to this level, just like that. That's why you can see this volatility. They'll move price aggressively, and they do that because they know there's orders here, and we can just take those orders, move aggressively, take those orders. It doesn't have to sit at a spot and let all the orders in this area go through. No, it's gonna move where it wants to, and it doesn't take very many contracts for it to do it. So it's a zero-sum game, so it moves based on liquidity, it moves based on order flow, the orders that are in, but it's an algorithm that's moving it up and down to actually facilitate the buying and selling between people. John, am I offering any purpose-driven Trader Academy discounts? I don't have any new ones that I'm doing. I haven't. How many of you are interested in joining? If there's enough, I'll put a discount. I'll give you guys a discount if there's enough people interested on today's live stream. All right, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, thank you. Would you be? You're the one with the algorithm. Okay, all right. There's enough. There's enough that I'll do a promo. Give me a second and I'll get it set up here. I'll do a discount for it. I have to create it though. And it will only be for one day. It'll just be for today. So it'll start today and end today. Discounts. All right, so what am I doing right now? I'm letting price do its thing. We're already outside of the macro time. So more than likely, I'm going to be sitting here for 30 minutes waiting to see structure form and if we're going to continue with the idea of moving lower. So I'm watching this level here. I like this level here for a breaker. There's a breaker right there. Okay, how do we react to these? I don't like that we're here so close with so much time left before I would be interested in taking a trade. So I'd be interested in doing something like this and then maybe doing something like that and then moving lower and then taking that trade right there. Worst comes to push comes to shove. If we don't get an entry, I really like this level here. I already have. It's already a significant level. It's the 10 o'clock, 10:01, 10 o'clock candle. So volatility, that's going to be referenced in the future. So if we can close below it towards these equal lows, I mean, that's still 30 points right there, guys. I mean, I don't need to get everything. If I can get 30 points, I'm happy. I'll walk away with that. So Jane, does that make sense what I'm looking for? I'm still interested in my bias. I set my bias this morning. I'm not going to let minute candles change my daily bias. Okay? What is the daily candle looking like? Gene, I'm asking you specifically. What does the daily candle say to you? Does it say higher prices or lower prices right now? Sell. Sorry, I wasn't looking. So the answer is, it looks like it wants to go lower. We created a doji candle. The following day went lower, so you have to already assume lower prices. Could it go this way? Sure. But the higher time frame is saying lower. So if the higher time frame is saying lower, that's kind of the direction I want to look for my opportunities. I don't want to get sucked into something else. Diablo, did that make sense what I just explained? We look at higher time frames to give us direction. All right, so let's do. All right, this is the second highest discount I've given, and this will be the first second highest discount that I've given here. It will end at 10 p.m. tonight. This will be only for today. It is a 25% off discount. And the code, or the coupon code, is blessed. That it is, folks, just today. 25% off. And I shared this before earlier, but I am moving to do one for those that are a part of the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. You get all of the course material, you get access to the Discord, and then you also will be getting a weekly exclusive live stream like you see here. I'm going to be removing, as of right now, one day. It'll probably be a Tuesday is my expectation, where those only in the Discord will be will be on the live stream. And honestly, with the fewer people, I'll probably be able to take questions and have conversations with people. So I'm kind of interested to see how that's going to play out and work. But that is a one-time cost. There is no annual subscription, no monthly subscription. When I eventually go to a full-time model of a subscription model, those people, a part of the community, will get grandfathered in. Because ultimately, my goal is to build a community. I want to build a community. I think it's 200, Kevin. No, 225. It's 225. See how the candles have slowed here? See the wicks? Stay out of this. Don't participate in this. Wait. Go fishing. It's a Friday, John. Did I show you guys pictures that my kids caught? We went fishing a couple weekends ago. I'm pretty sure I showed those. We are ready. We are good for the daily affirmation. We're going to do that, but I want to show this picture. My son caught a 35-inch northern pike. I'll put all three of my sons in there so you can see. All right, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. Put right there. I hold it and make sure, see if it's something you guys can see. Yeah, right there. Those are my three boys. Went fishing. My oldest son caught a huge fish. Hooked with Hunter. Oh, that's cool. You know, I love fishing. We went fishing. This was at Lake McConaughey. It's the largest lake in the state of Nebraska. It's a 22-mile lake. It's 22 miles long. They stock it with walleye. Last year they put in like 4 million like 1-inch walleye. 1 inch, inch and a half, or something like that. They do it like every year. Okay, remember how I said I wanted it, I'm okay with it coming back down, and now I'd want it to come back up? I'm looking at this area here over the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I'd want to see it move this direction. That's what my narrative is. That's what I want to see happen. If I don't, and it goes higher, well then I'm still wanting to see lower prices, but the odds of me getting a trade becomes less and less. Freshwater, yes, it is freshwater. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Cool, that's awesome. You know what? I never put the first presented fair value gap on here. Technically, the first presented fair value gap is right here. We've already tagged it. It's I'm not looking at the 930 level. It would be that level right there. But we'll also mark this just to pay attention to it. Yeah, this looks like a market maker buy model. I'm not gonna lie, folks. Aggressive here, right around 10 o'clock, and the move there. Dang. This is a this looks really nice for a long. This looks really nice for a long. It's not the right time though. All right, so I think I'm gonna stick with my bias. If we hang around here and then we get the displacement around my time to move higher, I might look at participating in this simply because of the structure and it being 10 o'clock right here with that move higher. But I'm not taking it I'm not gonna be impulsive anything. I need to see it play out and I need to see a model for me to take. But this looks really good for that move right there. This would be a breaker right here. I just don't like the time. It's 9:28 or 10:28. So I'm not gonna take a trade right here. Valentine, is it just me or is the sound volume? Let's see. Can you hear me okay? Oh no. Let me turn it up a little bit. I'll turn it up a little bit. Sorry. Sometimes I talk loud or get too loud sometimes, so I don't like it peaking. So I bring it down, and then when I get quiet, it's too quiet. You know what I mean? You bet, Mangus. Sorry. You might have to turn down your volume a little bit. Turn the music up a little bit. Oh, guys, this is like the best part of trading right here. Okay, maybe it's not the best, but it's the thing you do most often is waiting. Yeah, I like this breaker right here. I want it to come up right into there. Around the 11 o'clock time, if we can purge that, hit that, because look at, there's a tiny 5-minute fair value gap right there. It's, I mean, it's tiny. But you'd be surprised. The market doesn't care how small these levels are. It'll reference them sometimes. Still short, Ken. All right, so let me tell you what I'm doing. When you got a trend like this is the 4-hour time frame. I want to find out when we hit midpoint on each price leg. So look at this. There's that price leg. From this low to this high. Where's the midpoint? Right here. What do? We tag it, move higher. Okay, let's move on to the next one. That low to this high. Okay, look what we did. We hit it, tagged it, moved higher. Okay, let's go to the next one. This low to this high. Tag it? No, we didn't. So when you don't have a tag of the 15-minute, you leave, or the tag of the 50% level, you leave your low and you move this to the next high. So what I'm doing now is looking at, all right, with all of this price leg, have we reached 50% of this level? The answer is no. So this would be an area of interest for me for price to move down if we're not willing to go all the way down here. So if we want to move higher, another way to look at it is if we want to move higher and make another move higher, for me to participate in that move, I'm interested in hitting 50%. It may not like it did here, but it did here and it did here. So 2 out of 3 times, I could have used that 50% level as an area of interest to go long. It didn't here. Okay, that's fine. So let's do it here. So now I'm going to use this as I want to put a bet that it wants to come down to that level. If it truly is bullish, and I could be wrong, well then I want it to come down to this level and then show me that it wants to. So with that in mind, I can use this as an area of interest for my short lower, even if we're still in a bullish market. So my bias is still short. Nothing's going against it yet. Nothing's changed on my bias. We're still in a bearish environment, in my opinion. It could easily change with some candles that are reaching up here. But this, to me, is still bearish. If you go to the 5-minute, yeah, it has characteristics for a bullish move with this BPR. But ultimately, I still like the idea of this 50% level right here being tagged before a bigger move higher. So that's how I'm approaching it. Atomic Habits is a great book. I've read it. Yeah, I definitely recommend that book. It's on my Audible list I have right now. All right, let's see what we got. There is conflicting analysis for higher prices, but I mean, from a daily perspective, this is kind of what I'm looking at here. I think we're still going to end up somewhere in this range, the close of the candle. It doesn't mean we can't wick lower and then close in this range. Why? Because that's the 50% level we've been talking about, right? If we come down, hit that level, and still close in here, what is that a sign of? To me, that's very bullish. And it closes in here, the next candle could start going in this direction, and then we have a narrative for higher prices. So I just don't want to give up the short idea too quickly. And if it means I take no trades, well then I take no trades. I exercise the discipline of patience and following my plan, and I learn from my mistake of picking a bearish day on a bullish day. Maybe it's not, maybe it's neither and it's just consolidating, right? But we can still take a bullish or bearish move in a consolidating market. We just have to make sure it's at the right point in time. And I'm just not seeing the right point in time yet. Got 5-6 minutes before the macro begins. The 30-minute has a fair value gap right here that we could tag. The hourly would need to close in 30 minutes, and then it would have an hourly fair value gap right there. And then the 4 hour is not going to close right now. So Magnus, a BPR is when you have a fair value gap on the left and the right. You should join the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. It's all right there, bet. It's all right there, man. It's when you have a fair value gap on the left, followed by a matching fair value gap on the right. These tend to be very strong. So in this case, we got one here. We got one here. It didn't quite match, but it created a BPR. If we go to a higher time frame, it did. We can even go to the 30. I bet you it'd still work. Yeah, so here's the 30, right? So what did it do? It found support. It went down. This is the trade we took, but it didn't run below this BPR. It found support, moved higher, consolidated, and then it decided to break it now. So the same concept can go for this. Is we might get support here and move up to our area of interest, and then for it to fail. So the only thing that we don't know is how long will this want to support price to the upside. Right now it's supporting price, and maybe it fails. I don't know. But typically the idea with BPRs is when you get this, you should see higher prices. But we're in my opinion, a bearish environment. So those are short-lived. Jason's right. And another word for it is it's balanced. We delivered sell price action followed by buy price action, meaning it's a balanced area and price doesn't have to come back into this area. That's the proper way to describe it though. I'm not gonna lie, I want a move higher before I take a short. We have, you can't see this very well. Let me go to the 5-minute time frame, you'll see it better. We have a high, lower high, lower high, lower, lower, lower. I want to see it probably hit this, I want to see it support here and move up to this level and then drop. That's what I want right now. I need to see some of these highs ran. I need a sweep of liquidity. What I've talked about it every time. I need a sweep of liquidity. This to me would be like a beep. If it doesn't do sweep and it closes below this, and that to me is like a B plus. An A plus is sweep liquidity and then run and run it the inversion. That's like an A plus. Is Apex a good prop firm? Yes, it is. It's great for first-time traders, and it's also great for scaling traders. If you're not first time and you're semi-profitable, you've gotten payouts and you want to, capitalize on better payouts, I would go to Take Profit Trader. I think it's monthly subscription for an entire month, but once you pass, then there's no extra cost. It's very similar to Take Profit Trader. So if you haven't, you can try it and see what you like. See if you like. It's not very expensive. I think I think it's $89, $90, or $100, somewhere around there. I know it's slow. Oh, guys, we haven't done our daily affirmation. It's 11:44. That's horrible. Let's do our daily affirmation right now. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you want to do the daily affirmation. I'll give you my thoughts on Top Step after this. Sorry, 10:44 BC. My fault. All right, here we go. Yes, I do live streams daily, but we're going to be going down to 4 times a week, and then I'm going to be doing a live stream exclusively for my those in the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. That will grow, and I will eventually probably be doing 2 to 3 times a week inside of the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, and then 2 times a week for the general public, so to speak. All right, so let's do the daily affirmation here. Screen share. Here we go. Today's affirmation, August 15th, 2025. Today, I tune my ears to God's wisdom. I fix my heart on His understanding. My focus is clear. My path is unshaken. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 2. Proverbs 2, verse 2. I want to read that to you because it is powerful, and there is a lesson in here for you today, okay? This is an affirmation. Why do we do affirmations? It encourages us to focus on our priorities. That's why we do it. Proverbs 2, verse 2. Turn your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding. Indeed, if you call out for insight, this is verse 3 and 4, and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it like silver and search for it as hidden treasure, verse 5, then you will understand the fear of the Lord. The great thing about the principles of the Bible, the great thing about the principles of the kingdom of heaven, while the primary focus of this scripture is on understanding the fear of the Lord, how to live a godly life, how to live in righteousness with the Lord, it also applies to every other area of your life. So, you want to become profitable. You need to search for it like hidden treasure. Search for it. Consider it as silver. Call out for it. Do everything you can for understanding. If you think that you can casually become a profitable trader, you are mistaken, my friend. There is no casual in success. There's only commitment. There's only long hours. There's only lots of commitment and studying. There's a deeper level of commitment you can make. I say that all the time. Oh my gosh, I'm following this. I'm watching it right now, folks. I'm watching it. It's in the macro time. But my point is that you have to have your priorities straight. You need to turn your ear to wisdom, okay? You can't just go grab a piece from this guy, a piece from this guy, a piece from this guy, a piece from this guy. Learn a cohesive way of trading. Once you have a solid foundation, that's where you can go grab pieces from other people and say, does this fit within the foundation that I have? If you have no foundation, piece here, piece here, piece here, try to build Legos on carpet or Legos on sand, it's just going to fall over. You got to have the solid foundation first before you start grabbing pieces from random people. That includes you if you are just joining for the first time. Don't take the piece that you're hearing from me and go, oh yeah, I'm going to take that, but then I'm going to go back over here, and then I'm going to go over there, and then I'm going to go over here. No, you can't learn that way. You can't learn that way. There is no model of education or teaching where you see at all they recommend go here, go there, go here, go here, go here, and then you're all good. You don't need to commit to a daily class that you need learn from one teacher. No, every model is you have a single teacher, you have a single mentor, you have an instructor, and they teach you the whole foundational concept, and that is what you learn from. Once you have that foundation, maybe you come across somebody new that says, hey, I learned it that way too, but check out this. And then you go, boom, oh my gosh, I've never seen it that way. But you have a foundation to build off of. You couldn't never get that aha revelation unless you had a foundation. So what is this affirmation about? It says again, I tune my ear to God's wisdom. I fix my heart on His understanding. Okay? First and foremost, the Holy Spirit is your teacher. The Holy Spirit is your guide. He is your counselor. Learn from Him. And if He's telling you to fix your eyes on a certain strategy from somebody on YouTube or somebody inside of a course you're already a part of, then do it. It doesn't have to be me. I don't care. I want you to be successful. I want you to be profitable. But you have to commit to a process. You have to commit to a style. You're never going to progress if you always taking things from other people randomly, try it 2 or 3 times, and then give up. I remember when I wanted to learn breakers and I said, I'm going to learn breakers. Do you know how long it took me for it to really click? It took at least 6 months. 6 months of studying breakers, of trading breakers, of outlining breakers over and over and over and over and over and over and over. I mean, and over again. And you're thinking that, oh yeah, I'm going to grab his thing real quick and I'm just going to try it. Nope, it didn't work. I don't think that's for me. And you move away and you go to somebody else. It doesn't work that way. Now, maybe you like something they do and you're like, you know what? I don't get it, but I want to learn it. I want to commit to understanding that. That's what you have to do. Find somebody that appeals to you. Find a mentor that you're like, man, that just feels right. Okay? Don't ignore that, because that could be the Holy Spirit saying, hey, pay attention. I'm leading you by my peace. Maybe somebody has that for you that you've already come across. Well, then you don't need to go buy another course. You don't need to buy another course. Go back to that and commit yourself to that process. Do it. Because the only thing in your way from seeing your success is yourself. It's not knowing a strategy. It's your commitment to not learning what you've already received. The Bible says He's given us everything we need for life and godliness. So you possess everything that you need. Tomorrow, maybe you come across the thing that you need for that day, and that's going to feed you for months and years to come. But if you're always approaching, man, I don't know, I can't have, approach with the mentality that the Bible says, I have what I need for today. Maybe you haven't found the perfect strategy. That's okay. God's giving you what you need for today. Learn that. Commit yourself to that. Okay? I'm still watching this, folks. I'm probably not going to take this short when it closes below it. I'm just being real with you. We have the previous day low right here. We never grab liquidity, and it just doesn't look good. What I think is going to happen is it's going to close, and then we're going to get the aggressive candle. I've just done it too many times. Yesterday it didn't. I was nervous yesterday too. I told you guys that. It was right here. I thought we were going to go higher and we didn't. What did we do? We just melted. So yes, it can work. But what did this do? This candle here already swept liquidity. When we look at today's price action, what's the difference between yesterday and today's? This level hasn't swept nothing. Yeah, sure, you could call that a sweep, but that's not significant enough for me. I want it to sweep something. I want to induce buyers to go, oh man, it's going without me. I want to get in. I want to get in. I want to get in. This isn't. Aggressive candle here and then here is more attractive to me. Right now, they're inducing more sellers. More sellers are getting in here. I don't want to get in that because everybody's getting in it. Here, everybody was going long. Everybody's going long. So here, people are like, oh, I'm going to get in for that long. Do you see what I mean? That's the difference between liquidity has saved me so many times, and so many times I've broken that rule, and I've paid the price. I've paid the price. I don't want to pay the price again. So, does that affirmation help you guys? Does that make sense what I'm trying to explain to you guys about committing yourself to wisdom? The Bible has so many biblical principles that we don't live our life through. The Bible doesn't have people learning from 35 spiritual mentors. Do you see anybody that goes, yeah, I learned this from Paul and this from Peter and this from Jesus and this from Samuel? I mean, you don't see that. The model we see is that they applied themselves to wisdom and they committed themselves to a mentor. They followed a teacher. They didn't, we as Americans, and I know there's more than just Americans on here, but I'm an American. We like our independence. Yeah, I can do it. Yeah, I'll take what you got over here. Sure. Yeah, I'll look at that. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to take that over here. Yeah, yeah, that's good. But no, I don't like this part of it. So I think I'm going to take this piece right here and I'm going to use it like this. Maybe it works, but that's not the process the Lord has shown throughout the Bible over and over and over. No. Committing to a mentor, and a mentor is what? Somebody that knows more than you. Somebody that has gone before you. So when I had this problem, when I would approach mentors, I would always question their methods. I'd question why they did that. When I did something else and they're like, yeah, you should have done this, I would explain, no, I thought this and this and this, and that's why I did what I did. I was trying to hold on to my independence and my own independently way of thinking. And the truth is, I should have said, you know what? He says to do it this way. He knows better. I may not understand right now, but I need to do it. I need to go that direction. I need to do that. I'm going to humble myself and submit myself to the one that has gone before me. The one that has made a way before me. I mean, this is what Christianity is. We follow the Lord of Lords. The one that has gone before us. The one that made a way. The one that gave us salvation. And we submit ourselves to his leadership and we cast down our own wants and desires to follow his will. Now, the beautiful thing about our King is that he gives us the desires of our heart. He wants us to fulfill those things as long as they're in line with the Bible. It has to be biblical. I wouldn't say becoming the number one, you can't make money scamming people, right? You're not going to be profitable doing that. You can't be a scammer, ripping off old ladies, getting their contact information and stealing their income, right? That obviously is fraud, right? We can't do that. So anything that's honorable to the Lord, that's helping society, you might think trading doesn't help society. So how do I access the promo for today? Up at the top, it's pinned. The Purpose Driven Trader Academy. You can use that code when you go to dtjacademy.com. Put in the promo code BLESSED. Blessed, and it will give you 25% off. John, you made your money? Well, John, the difference is my guess is you already had a foundation. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if I'm right. You weren't a brand new trader taking this and that. Right? Here's the close. I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it. Here's another fair value gap right here. That's the difference. And I just want to make sure that's clear in the chat. Yeah, John may be grabbing pieces from other people. I've done the same thing. But I learned from one person, ICT, and I learned his concepts, and I made that my foundation. And then I grabbed pieces from other people. But guess what? Those other people all were within the ICT framework. I won't listen to anybody outside of that structure. I won't consider anything outside that structure. There was one person that I was really close to, but I didn't. I haven't done anything with it. Guys, if it keeps melting, I don't know if I'm going to take it here, to be honest with you. I need to see a sweep of liquidity. There's a tiny one there. No, I'm not interested. I want to see people wanting to run that way, and I'm not just seeing it right now. John, that's a great way to look at it. You don't know what you don't know. You need wisdom to decide which pieces are valuable, right? So first off, you got to get wisdom from somebody you trust. So you have to trust the person. And then once you've blossomed and you're blooming, then you can go, all right, you know, I'm comfortable with what I've learned. I could stay with this, but I continue want to develop what other people have seen. You got to be a constant learner. But to me, it's the approach. The code Don Lee is the same one. It's blessed. The Discord is also a part of the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. All of it is together. That is weird. $23,861. Nice job. I mean, I only need that much. I could get away with that much right there, you know? That's all I really need. Is like something like that. Yeah, that's what I want. If we get a sweep into here, 5 minute, if we get a little purge into that, I will look for my short there. And honestly, we may have missed our opportunity, and that's okay. If I take no trades today, not a single trade, honestly, that will be a badge of honor on my book. Very rarely do I do this, where I don't take a trade in an entire day. It's not what I want. I'm actively looking for my opportunity. But very rarely have I intently looked for my opportunity, but been patient enough to wait for the setup that I want and not take something in between. So to me, it's a badge of honor. Yeah, I want those equal lows and the tag of the previous day high as well. I really like that, BC. So great entry. Nice job. It will equal a great week, green. Good point, Ken. I agree. Guys, my window for opportunity is closing here. I added a rule of stopping trading at 11:15. And we are coming up to that window. Yesterday we took a trade. What was it? 11:12 we took our trade. So we're coming up to that time frame here. Hopefully we get an opportunity. Honestly, I don't like how tight these candles are. I don't like how tight. So like taking a trade without aggression in the candles isn't appealing to me. I'm in my mind, I'm negotiating with myself on if I want to take the close below this fair value gap. I've been negotiating it in my head silently. I don't do anything with London closed at 10:30. Tick count. I mean, this looks like it wants to drop. If we get aggressive price action and maybe we tag it, I'll look at playing the continuation of it. Because my guess is once we hit these lows, we're probably going to go a little bit lower. I like the close of this 15-minute fair value gap. We created an order block, so it looks good for lower prices. Thanks, Tikan. I appreciate it, my friend. So, Magnus, the answer is if you want to become a trader, you can do it while being a cab driver. You just have to accept that it's probably going to take you years to get there. I had to come up with that same revelation myself. I remember I thought it was going to take me 4 months. And then at 6 months, I'm like, okay, I'll give it 8 months. And then at 8 months, I'm like, okay, I'll give it a year. At a year, I said, I'll give it 2 years. And then at 18 months, I started seeing success. But if you simply allow yourself the time needed to really learn, you can do this. Just don't put an expectation on that you have to have it figured out in the next 4 months. Don't tell your wife that, hey, I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to get it in 6 months. No, tell your wife, I'm going to start doing this and my goal is in the next 5 years, I replace my income. That should be your proper goal. Okay? If you go and approach it that way, you're going to be so much farther ahead than 99% of the other people that join courses, because everybody thinks if I buy this course, I'm going to be profitable next week. That's just not true. And if that's what you're thinking about this course, don't buy it if that's what you're thinking, because it won't happen. It is a much longer journey than you will expect. But if you can mentally tell yourself, okay, I'm giving myself the time, then yes, do it. But you gotta ask yourself, like the Bible says, count the cost. Is the cost worth it? Not the financial cost, but the time cost. Because you're gonna be putting, if you're gonna go over the course of 5 years, 2 to 5 years, you're gonna be putting 1 hour to 2 hours a day into studying, into refining your skill, into improving. Look at that sweep right here. That's enough for me. If we see aggression right here, I will take it. See that little sweep and that rejection? Yes, it's really small, but I'm sitting here waiting for a big move. That's enough for me to say, all right, if we close below here, I'm going to take it. Now, we might get a complete reversal and it go this way, and that's fine. I'm just saying that's enough for me to take this if we close below it. Does that answer your question? Magnus? All right, so how am I going to approach this? I got 3 minutes left here, folks. I'm hoping we just get a drop in price action, but if we don't, Junior, you're welcome to hang out here, but we're not. I'm not into slamming other things. Nobody. We don't do any of that here. So you're welcome to hang out, but you got to keep it honoring to other people. If I don't get my entry on what I want, then I'm going to wait for the PM session. I'm going to come back at 1 o'clock. I'm going to not trade between noon and 1 o'clock. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to sit on my hands. I'm going to close down the charts, and then I'm going to reopen them probably at 1 o'clock to see if more structure comes into play on something that I want. There's nothing that has enticed me enough to take a trade. Yeah, you could. We talked about the 930 inversion. The opportunity was there. I didn't take it. I was just getting settled. We talked about the 930 model. Didn't take that. I was getting settled. So we had 2 models that played out nice for us. I just didn't take them. And that's okay. But when I look at this price action, there's nothing in here that I really want to participate in yet. And really, I have 44 seconds left here. Will that be? No, Jeff, that won't be streamed today. I don't really do any PM streams. Because it's more of like I'm sitting down. Is there an opportunity to get up and continue with my day? Because I have so much other stuff and responsibilities that I got. Right now I'm looking for an inversion, but I have 5 seconds left. BC, I don't do any PM streams right now. I have done one in the Discord before, and if that's something more people in the Discord would be interested in, that's where I would do it. It wouldn't be live on YouTube. Like all that last minute stuff, it would just be I'm jumping on, I'm trading. Hey guys, I'm here. All right guys, I'm getting off. We'll see you later. God bless. That type of thing. If more than likely, the 3 p.m. reversal model is probably where I will do more of the PM live streams, because when that 3 p.m. model shows up, it's almost a guaranteed trade. I mean, I've done it. I've traded it 9 or 10 times, and I've had 9 wins and 1 break even because I felt like it was going to go lower and I closed my trade. And that was just last week. So I've had so many wins with that model. It's just like it's a guaranteed banger for the most part. So, yeah, that's that. So if you are interested, I just put tagged the discount code BLESSED. If you're interested in joining the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, 25% off. It's for today only. The reason why I'm doing it is people were asking for it, number one, and number two, I'm going to start doing live streams inside the Discord more and less on YouTube. Right now, it's just going to be 4 days on YouTube, 1 day inside the Discord. But then eventually that whole model will be transitioning probably in 2026 is my guess. So good thing I didn't take this inversion right here. Remember how I said I feel like this inversion is going to not work because we didn't have a significant sweep of liquidity. We just kind of walked our way down here. And I would say that was correct in my analysis for that. So here's how I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this as, okay, lunch, session, 11:30, noon, 12:30, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock comes around. Do I get an opportunity to go short? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this sweep of liquidity into this level here. That's what I said I wanted. We didn't get it. And guess what we also did not get? We did not get the crazy drop we wanted. We got this lukewarm drop. Yeah, BC made some money, which is awesome. It's just not what I want to look for. And based on my weak areas in my trading, this is where I get hurt the worst. This is where I take my biggest losses. And I'm doing everything in my power to stay and focus on my plan. And my plan still is hit this level. If we hit it in line with the time frame that I want, meaning 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, inside that area, then I'm looking for displacement to this side. I'm telling you what I'm looking for because I'm not going to be on stream. I'm telling you exactly what I'm looking for. Looking for the displacement from this area that gives me the green light to take a trade on a retracement to target the lows. That's what I'm looking for. So now that I have that, that is my plan. If that doesn't play out, I'm not going to take a trade. Because I know I'm learning me more and more. If I don't stick with my plan and I adjust my plan, well, what's going to keep me from taking an impulse trade and then say, that's my new plan? Do you know what I mean? I have struggled with impulse trading, and I want that to be crushed. I don't want impulse trading. Maybe that's you. Is a 3 p.m. not on the Academy page? I'm not seeing it. That is public for everyone, John. I've shared that with everybody, so that's on my YouTube page. And I did a live stream inside the Discord on the 3 p.m. model, and I went over everything in detail, and it's probably tagged to a chat somewhere, but you can get everything you need for the 3 p.m. model on the YouTube channel. Muke indicators are right here. You can copy those if you'd like. Sorry it wasn't a little more exciting. We had some good educational moments. A lot. I mean, the educational moment is sitting not taking a trade. In my journal today, I'm telling myself how proud I am for sitting here not taking a trade. It stinks, but there's so much good that comes out of it in the long run. Oh, Ken, I did not talk about Top Step. Let me give you that super quick. Here's my opinion on Top Step. They're the only firm that touts how many people they take to their live account, right? At the beginning, it was very attractive for these traders. They're like, wow, they're taking people to live. And then it dawned on me, that's their strategy. Their goal is to get people as many to live as they can because it prevents them from trading multiple accounts. So they tout the idea of going to live. They have more people than anybody else that go to a live account. But if you think about why does that, you have to ask the question, why are they touting that? It sounds great to a trader, but what's the benefit to them for taking people to a live account? Is they only can trade one account. You can't leverage your trading like you can with Apex or Take Profit Trader. You can't trade 5 accounts with Top Step once you go to a live account. So they let you trade multiple accounts, but as soon as they deem you profitable, they pull you right out. Here's your profits, but now you're on a live account. We believe in you. We know you can do it. We are so proud, man. You're one of the elite traders. Here's your live account. We don't want a live account. If we're trading prop firms, do not be lured in with the idea of a live account. Nope. If you want a live account, go to your personal account. Because the benefit of prop firm trading is leverage. That's the benefit of prop firm trading. Leverage. I want leverage. So that's what they do. That's why it is what it is. I won't trade with them. They're too expensive for me. What makes you think we don't drop here, Tyler? We could. It's just not my time. We could. Absolutely could. But what I'm saying is what I want to see is this work up here over the next hour and a half to allow me to also participate in it. I'm not saying it can't go now. It absolutely could go now. It did run and grab liquidity. We're getting displacement and it's running right here. So now I'm going to be very challenged right now to not take a trade because it looks great. Followed my plan. Now, let's just say I'm graduating from this point of focus in my trading journey of following a plan. Is it wrong to take the trade right here if it in fact starts closing below and it looks aggressive? No, I would take it. But my education goal right now is to follow my plan and not deviate from it. I need to build that muscle, number one, and I need to prove to myself that it's a good thing to follow my plan. Once I've established that in my own trading journey, then I can go, you know what, this is my plan. You know what, I think it's time to modify the plan by allowing a trade during this time because it's obvious it's moving right now. You can make those adjustments. You want to do those sparingly, and you want to stick with the foundation of following the plan for the most part. But for me, that's why I'm going to be challenged, because if it drops, I'm going to have to follow my plan, because that is my primary focus, is education. It's not profit right now. It's still not profit. Even though I make money, I've gotten the money I've gotten because money wasn't my goal. Education was. And I'm constantly trying to refine what I'm doing even more, because ultimately I don't want to stay where I'm at trading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 micros. I want to trade mini contracts. I want to be taking out $20,000 in a trade. That's my goal. I'm not there yet. Not even close. But I'm going to get there. It's just a matter of time, and I know the steps that I need to take to get there, and this is one of them. So that's, hopefully that gives you the round perspective of why I'm doing what I'm doing. No, if we displace below those, I'd be interested in lower prices if we hit those equal lows. There's too much good stuff to the downside over here. Look at this. Look at this to the left. Look at those. Look at all this right there. That is juicy. They've left that. There's people that went long, swing traders, long-term traders, institutions that have gone long here and have their stops right here, and they're gonna run them. When? I don't know. Maybe it's today. Maybe it's first thing next week. We're also creating liquidity here. That's why I'm saying it's gonna be a test for me to sit and watch this, or I could close the charts, get up, and walk away. Thanks. What's the discount code for the purpose-driven trader? Christian, it's at the top here. I pinned it to the top of the chat, but I'll put it back in here. The code is all caps, blessed. I'm behind on the chat here, folks, so. E-Sizzle. I thought that, and I think you can. Why? Because I've seen other people do it. But just, while I've mentioned multiple times, give yourself time to learn, and I'm giving a 2 to 5 year time frame. But not the exception, but the rule is, if you're going to go piece from YouTube, it could, not guaranteed, it could take you longer. It could cost you more money depending if you're not just doing demo, right? So yes, it's possible, but when you see people having success behind a paywall or a Discord or anything like that, it can be weary for you to continue on your own. But if you have the resolve to do it, I think you can. Yeah, there's no need and no requirement to buy a course. Now, I'm going to give you the other side. I've probably purchased a dozen courses. Why? I value education. You can get the free education on YouTube, but I'll tell you, those that have gotten a place, most of the good stuff, the intricate details that you need to know, are usually a part of some type of course. They'll give you the base, but you could either learn it from somebody else or figure it out on your own, just through trial and error, because it's possible, for sure, 100%, no doubt in my mind. If we use the code BLESS twice, do we get a double discount? All the time. What's your thoughts on instant funding prop firms? If you're going to do instant funding, you can. It's better than you should not use instant funding if you're learning. You only do instant funding if you're profitable and you don't want to use your personal account. That's my opinion on that. It's attractive to go right into a funded account, but the truth is, I shared it yesterday, most people, the average person will keep their funded account for 3 days before they blow it. It's because they haven't established the rules. Why do you think I'm gonna force myself not to take a trade if it drops here? Because I know rules are more important than profit when it comes to keeping an account. I have to build that muscle to be able to do it. And if you're going to do it, you should not be getting an instant funded account unless you have that consistency in following your rules. That's my opinion on that. There is liquidity taken, Matthew. It's just not significant liquidity. This here all was liquidity, and then here's the imbalance. So look how we closed inside that 5-minute fair value gap. You see that? So while no, it's not significant liquidity, it did run liquidity, and it could give it enough permission to run lower. Especially if we're heavy. Especially if we're heavy. If we're not heavy, then yeah, we're probably going to do this, come back up here, do one of the Friday things that we normally do, seek and destroy, or run from liquidity point to liquidity point, just back and forth, and then at some point it does its magic drop, and then you are too burnt out and you miss the trade. Ted, no trades today for me. No trades. Way to go, Michael. Congrats. Could take a lot longer if you choose the wrong mentor. Choose wisely. Oh, 100%. Yeah, I can't speak to that for myself, so somebody else would have to say something on that. John, I don't know what was I don't know if you retraced the message or if this night bot that I signed up for did it. So I apologize if it removed a comment of yours. Jay Dez, what's up, my friend? Discipline, discipline, discipline. This is the way. This is the way of the Jedi. Yes, you can, Ran. Apex doesn't care how you pass their evals. Sweaty Spaghetti, what does my Discord offer? So it's a combination of everything. You get access to the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. The Discord allows you to connect with other believer traders, including myself. You can ask me questions on the homework. So I have homework assignments on there. I have strategies that I'll put up on there, or back testing I put on there. I want other people to also do the same. And as people grow in their journey, more people will do it. I'm also going to be live streaming in there that will be exclusive for those in the Discord. I don't know, Gene, I don't think they do have instant. Trading appointments only happen during A+ setups. Yeah, that's true. No. If you want to learn more, and I don't do this. I don't do this strategy, but I know Dodgy. Dodgy. I don't. What Ryan? His name's Ryan, I think. Dodgy Trades. He has a strategy where he shares in his Discord where he buys 3 evals, 4 or 5 evals during the Apex 90% off, and then he'll put 3 going long and 3 going short. So he fails 3 but passes 3. I don't do that because I think I can tell you why he does it. Okay, how many of you know what I'm talking about? His name's Ryan, Dodgy Trades. He's all about the inversion. I can tell you why he does it. He does it because people use his code to buy the evals. So he has a successful way for passing the eval accounts, and he has a way for his community to use his code and get more Apex accounts. I was like, that's an ingenious idea. Because it works, but 2, he's getting people to buy, 10 accounts at once to try to pass it right away. So I don't do that. I think it's a little bit, now have I gambled? Yes. But I don't want to support that idea for trading. Magnus, it is a test. It's basically proving yourself that you can be profitable. So then once you prove, they'll give you an account and you can start trying to earn money on a funded account. And it works for other people, BC. I mean, other people have commented that they pass account because of that strategy. But I mean, they most likely also blew their newly acquired accounts the next day. Thanks, Matthew. Just don't blow your accounts. Ted, I completely agree. It doesn't develop discipline. It supports the idea of gambling. I think it's okay if you have a solid foundation to aggressively pass your eval accounts when needed, when you have a solid foundation. If you don't, you're just reinforcing the muscle of gambling when you're trying to get rid of it. Does that make sense? It's like a smoker trying to quit smoking and hanging out with smokers. Don't hang around with smokers while you're trying to quit. Get victory over that area of your life and then go hang out with your buddies while they're smoking a cigar. Then it doesn't bother you as much because you already have a foundation. Way to go, Matthew. That's discipline, my friend. Frida, how much with the discount code pinned to the chat? The discount code is blessed. It's $225. Man, I've been here long enough to where it's probably going to that looks good. No, Jack. I had a bunch of people ask about it if I had a discount, and I was talking about how I'm going to start doing exclusive live streams on probably like a Tuesday for those just in Discord and not on YouTube. So I'll have like 4 days a week on YouTube and 1 inside the Discord, and so I gave a discount. No, it's not monthly. It's a one-time cost. There's the move, folks. There's the move. Here, I'll prove it to you. I'm gonna sit, not take a trade. There's my account. I don't like where that close is. That makes it very hard to play that. That's a 20 handle stop loss. Your entry, honestly, was probably right here. But look how he stopped right before it. If you get a fair value gap entry, like right here, you could potentially play that. Do not try to go short right here. That's just asking for a large retracement. Yeah, I have plenty of those. Just look at the past 2 days. If you want to see a 50 point move, if you want to see a 122 point move, look at Monday. What's today? Friday? Tuesday? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I think it was Tuesday. I had a 120 point move, and then yesterday I had a 50 point move. If you want to watch them. Way to go, BC. Yes, Frida was. So, a little disappointed. We did get the retracement that I said that probably could be enough for us to move lower. That happened. We got the inversion. Outside of my trading period, focusing on discipline, took away my opportunity. It doesn't, so what I'm planning on doing is still coming back at 1 o'clock and seeing if there's a different setup that would be appropriate for what I want to take. But I'm going to call it a day here, guys. It did hit the target that I wanted. Was not able to participate in it for it today. I'm going to take the badge of honor of sitting flat all day. So God bless you guys. That code expires tonight if you're interested. But we will see you all next week. Have a blessed weekend, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.